Video has been brought to you by OneFootball, the app that gives you football news all over the world from 160 different leagues in 16 different languages. And this is the OneFootball app. As you can see, our teams are up here at the top. Everton are playing Crystal Palace. You've got news, so the latest news regarding football, anything to do with football, transfer talk, and of course, there's videos from around the world. So guys, make sure you go down to the description below and make sure you download the app.
What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and this is our Premier League match preview, isn't it, John?
It is. Hello, everyone. John is also back again, as you can see. Going to do a joint match preview for the game on Saturday, Everton West Ham. So we're going to see how our first joint one goes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if it's anything like the video we did the other week, it's going to be a roaring success and get us about 1 million subscribers, and we'll be the biggest footballing YouTubers in the country.
You could add up all our views, the videos we've done together, and I don't think we get 1 million. So keep hoping.
That's correct. It's something like 870,000 on this channel.
Oh, tell you what, we're only 230,000 behind.
It's 130,000, John.
100. I've been up since 3:20. So please, everyone, share, subscribe, like, tell your mates about this video, and let's get the 130,000 tonight.
No fucking pressure. So, it's Everton against West Ham at West Ham, 3 o'clock kick-off on Saturday. John, what's your thoughts, mate?
I think this is a game that we can easily get something out of.
Yeah.
I don't see no reason why we can't get a result. I've seen the players that West Ham have got out on Saturday who aren't making it through injury. And to be honest with you, a lot of the players who are missing are some of their best players. So I see no reason why, we can't go there and get a victory from this game.
Yeah, agreed. And I think, look, if you look at some of the stats as well, both of our top goal scorers have scored more goals than their £40 million striker Sebastian Haller. Richarlison with 8, Dominic Calvert-Lewin with 8. Both times we've recently played them, home and away, the result's been 2-0 to Everton. West Ham have had their problems, we all know. David Moyes has come in, first game against Bournemouth. I thought he'd steadied the ship, dicking them 4-0. But then I don't think they've had the revival that they necessarily expected, but they're playing a bit better. So I think this is definitely a game that Everton can go into with confidence. Stats have come out over the calendar year about Liverpool having 15 clean sheets, Everton having 14 clean sheets. So defensively, as shit as we have been this season, we're actually pretty good. So I'm fairly confident going into this game that we can get 3 points, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Haller scored in his last game. I think that was the first time he'd scored for quite a while. So, let's hope he doesn't continue that run on Saturday, because I think we were linked with Sebastian Haller when he went to West Ham. He did score a few goals when he first went there, but it dried up under Pellegrini. He's had 2 games now under David Moyes. He did score in one of them games. So, he is a player that we do have to watch, and hopefully we can keep the tight defensive unit, as you've just said with the stats there, keep that tight and stop him, because he is probably he is their main goal threat, and, Anderson's out. So, there's one of the suppliers for him not playing on Saturday. So, as you say, there's no reason why we can't go there and get the 3 points.
Yeah, another thing as well is obviously West Ham have recently announced the signing of Randolph, who they give away for free, and have now decided they want him back for £4 million. It looks like he may well start against Everton on the weekend. He was in the Championship up until this week. You've got to fancy your chances going up against a goalkeeper who's played his trade in the Championship for the last couple of years.
Yeah. He's going to be Premier League rusty, isn't he? If you can put it like that, he's going to be rusty, and obviously there's a big gap between the Championship and the Premier League, so he is going to be playing against a better quality player. He's going to have to do his best against Premier League strikers. So, if I was Ancelotti, I'd be telling the forward players, to bear down on him, and I'd be telling the wide players to put him under pressure by getting the ball over.
Yeah, and it's good you've mentioned that, actually, because under Carlo Ancelotti, our shots on target per game have increased by about 1.5. Our shots in the game have increased by about 3. So it's clearly showing that Everton are prepared to shoot a lot more. And that was proven in the stat that come out a couple of weeks ago, where it was very blatantly obvious, because we'd had something like 43 shots in 2 games, which was unheard of for Everton in the Premier League era. So I think we go into this game with confidence. I think West Ham could struggle. Did you say Anderson's out?
Philippe Anderson's out, yeah.
And Yarmolenko's out.
Yarmolenko's out as well. To be honest, I don't think he's been playing regular anyway, to be fair. So I don't think they're going to really have to look to replace him in the team. I think, he's been out for a few weeks, but Wilshire's out, Yarmolenko's out, and Anderson's out for definite.
Yeah, so that's quite a creative, that is definitely a creative block to West Ham. Now, the only way that I think they can get at us is if they put the ball in the air. Sebastian Haller, as we all know, is a big lad. He's strong. He's got good feet as well. Can hit a shot on the turn. And the fact that he scored in his last game could cause some problems to us. It looks like Yerdy Mina is out for the game, so it looks like he's going up against Michael Keane and Mason Holgate. So I suspect he will fancy his chances as well.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, obviously Yeremina got to be the one who marks him from set pieces, and it would be dangerous to use zonal marking in this game, especially with Sebastian Haller being in their front line. So, I wouldn't play zonal mark in this game. I would go man for man on set pieces and corners and what have you. And obviously Yeremina's got to be the man who marks Haller.
Well, I think he's got a knock and he's out.
Oh, sorry, Michael Keane. Yeah. I think he'll be a bit better in the air than what Mason Holgate would with him. So I think it's got to be Michael Keane, man for man on him on the set pieces.
Yeah, agreed. And it's easy to get the two confused, John, so I completely understand that. So what's your Everton team?
I'm going to put Pickford back in from your last match preview. Luca Dean, Mason Holgate and Michael Keane. I'll put Seamus Coleman in. Walcott I'm going to put on the right, because I think Walcott's been playing quite well, to be fair, the last couple of weeks. I'll put Tom Davies in the middle. Sigurdsson, as I said on my last preview, Sigurdsson has to come in for the simple fact he's better than Delph and Schneiderlin, yep. Richarlison on the left. And I'm going to go with one up front, but I'm going to put Bernard just behind Dominic Calvert-Lewin, because I thought Bernard last week, when he had the ball, he was drifting in from the wing through the middle. Thought he'd done really well when he picked the ball up in the middle and he was running at the opposition. So, it could be Walcott or Bernard on the right, but if he doesn't, I'd play Bernard in that number 10.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, so looking at
in that team, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You've got Walcott, Richarlison, you've got Bernard, you've got Sigurdsson, you've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So that team is capable of scoring goals.
Yeah. For me, I'll change it a little bit to you, and I stick with the 4-4-2. Defence, I agree with completely. Midfield, I go Bernard on the left. In the middle, I go Davies, Sigurdsson. On the right, I go Richarlison, and I actually go Moise Keane and Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front. I want to see Moise Keane play more, and it's difficult because I know he may well not start. But if I was the Everton manager, that's what I would do personally.
I mean, I can understand your thinking in sticking with the 4-4-2, and I can understand why you're saying play Moise Keane, because he needs a goal. He needs a goal. And obviously, you know, the only way he's going to go on a run of scoring goals, he needs to break his duck and get that first one, is obviously by playing. The only reason why I didn't put him in was because we're away. If we were at home, I would have gone the 4-4-2.
Fair enough.
You know, he does need a goal. And I think Moise Keane's the sort of player where if he gets 1 or 2 goals, he could go on a little run. A bit like Calvert-Lewin did, you know, he just needed that goal. And hopefully it'll come soon for him.
Great. Okay. Last couple of questions from me as well, just because I want to get your thought. Where will Everton win this game? Where will they win it? You know, are we going to win it by keeping a clean sheet and hitting them on the break? Or are we going to win it by dominating midfield? Or West Ham just shit?
West Ham are a funny team. You don't know what you get. And as you said before, Moyes' first game, he walloped Bournemouth. It was Bournemouth, wasn't it? And then, you know, they go and get beat. I know Sheffield United, I know VAR ruled the West Ham goal out. You know, VAR again we're talking about. But with their midfielders that they've got out, you like your Wiltshire and your Anderson and all that, I actually think Everton could try and dominate that midfield. You know, get the ball forward as much as they can to Bernard if he plays there, get it out wide, you know, get the ball through to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So I think it can be won in the midfield with our creative players, because I think West Ham are struggling in that part of the pitch. I can see West Ham scoring. I can see West Ham scoring. But I think we'll score more.
Okay, then, so score prediction then, John?
2-1. 2-1 to the Blues.
2-1 to the Toffees. I think this is quite a big game for Bernard and Richarlison, because Bernard really impressed me last week. He was, to be honest, he looked like a Champions League player again, which is something that we haven't necessarily seen too often. He was able to get the ball down. He was creative. He was clever. He could beat people for fun. He was quick, skillful. It was exactly what we wanted from a Brazilian in Bernard. I think he could. I mean, he will rip them apart, you know. And I'm very confident that Everton will win this game. And I'll stick a couple more on. I actually think Everton will win this game 4-1.
I hope you're right, and I think it could be, if Bernard plays, whether he plays where I've said, it's more than likely play on the wing, won't he, like he did last week. But I think Walcott's been doing okay the last few weeks, so it'll be hard to take Walcott out. Bernard showed more in last week's game when he did come into the middle more than he did when he was out wide. That's why I'd stick him at the number 10 and just get at West Ham. But Everton are very, very, very capable of beating, you know, West Ham. You know, Ancelotti's now won 3 out of 4. So we're going there, confidence high, 3 out of 4 in the league. I don't see no reason. Everton won't go there with any nerves whatsoever. They're going to go there full of confidence, and I just don't see any reason why Everton can't win it.
No, I agree. Okay, so I'll give you an interesting stat now. David Moyes and Carlo Ancelotti have met twice. How many times has Carlo Ancelotti won?
1.
0.
Oh, Jesus.
He's never beaten David Moyes in the Premier League.
Well, it's first time for everything, and I think it'll be this Saturday.
Yeah, I agree. John, anything from you, mate? Anything else?
No, not much at all. Just what I did want to say is the league position's looking a lot rosier now with these 3 wins out of 4. You know, I think we're 4 or 5 points from 6th. I think we're only something like 7 or 8 from 4th, and I know 4th's going to be hard because it does depend on results if we can get that top 4. I don't think it'll be this season, but with the run of fixtures we've got coming up, I don't see any reason why we can't win most of these games to put us in real contention for that top 6.
Okay. Last thing regarding transfers, and it's a player that I must say I've not heard of before. Everton have been linked with the Milan midfielder. It's an area we need to strengthen. For him to be playing for Inter Milan, he's clearly a decent player. It looks like they want to move him on in January. 20 million quid. Are you happy with that sort of signing?
To be fair, I read something not long ago. Apparently, they've poured going on that rumour now, and I think it's his agent. His agents come out and said it was the media that were trying to push it, and he won't be going anywhere in January. That's the latest thing I've seen. So there's another one we will link with that it looks like we're not going to get. The rumours are getting quite strong. Is it Everton Soares or Suarez or whatever his name is? I personally can see that one happening.
Yeah, I've known of Everton Soares or whatever his name is for quite a long time because, as you know, when I used to suffer a little bit with the old whatever, and I didn't sleep very well, every time I type in Everton in Twitter, it would come up the Brazilian stuff of him because obviously that was the time he was on. And they used to rave about his footwork, his skill, his pace, his ability to shoot from anywhere, his ability. Then he gets in the Brazil squad and plays with Richarlison. And then he starts liking all these comments. He's liked loads of comments. Richarlison sent him a message, something like, yeah. So I see legs in that. It looks like it could be £35 million. It's a winger. Are you happy with that?
Yeah. He's the sort of creative player we need, as well as obviously others. But he will be the first piece in Carlo Ancelotti's reign at Everton in the transfer window. That will be a standout player for me. I think he will be the first one of many. It's going to take time, I know that, but that will be a big signing for Everton. And he's the sort of player Ancelotti obviously fancies, is the sort of player obviously Everton need to create more chances. Our wingers don't score enough goals. I know Richarlison chips in with a few, but it's always down that side. Walcott doesn't get as many anymore. So he's the sort of player that will make Everton more of attacking threat. So I hope we get him. He seems the sort of player we need.
Yeah, okay. And then one last thing. Just one last thing, just to get it out of the way. Obviously, Everton have been linked with a few centre-backs. Nathan Ake was one of them. We've been linked with centre-backs all over Europe. Is it important we get a centre-back with Premier League experience? And why?
I think it's going to be hard to get a centre-back from the Premier League in January. It's going to be really hard. Now you're saying about Yerry Mina out. We don't know how long it's out for. If it's quite a long-term injury, then obviously we are going to have to bring a centre-back in because that leaves Maitland Holgate and Michael Keane. I don't think it's important. It helps. It helps to get a centre-back who knows the Premier League. But Nathan Ake apparently is going to cost £50 million. No, I'm not having £50 million for Nathan Ake, to be fair. So it'd be great to get a centre-half in with experience, being linked with John Stones as well, coming back to the club. Personally, I wouldn't mind John Stones back, to be fair. I think he would form a good partnership with Yerry Mina, if that's who he would be playing with. So it does help getting Premier League experience, but it's not the be-all and end-all if we don't. It'd be great to get Koulibaly. He doesn't have Premier League experience, but we'd all be made up if we got him, wouldn't we?
Yeah, very fair comment there. Very fair comment. And that is possibly the bestly struck sentence I've ever seen you put together on here, mate. Well done. Well done indeed.
God, I haven't had a drink, you see.
Yeah, that's it. Right, so you're doing the match reaction video for the West Ham game, aren't you?
I am, Saturday, yeah, straight after the game.
Yeah, okay. I think that's it from me, mate. Anything from you?
No, that's it. Thanks very much, everyone, for watching. As I say, leave any comments you want to. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your mates. Tell your family about it. Let's get these subscribers up for Michael's channel. Thanks very much, everyone.